Hey guys, this is AJ Theron talking about another Otome game. I'm on a Cupid Parasite sweet and spicy darling kick. I am playing through that game. It is the fandisc for Cupid Parasite, which is one of my favorite Otome games. It's actually my favorite at the moment. I still got a lot of Otome games to get through, so you know who reigns king of the top of my favorites list has potential to change, but as of right now, it's Cupid Parasite. So, I got a key for a review key through Keymailer from Idea Factory. Thank you guys for the keys. I very much appreciate it. I was ecstatic to see that because I really love playing Otome games and I love doing the little route review videos. And then the plan is to do an overall game review. So not going to go into like spoiler territories for any of these videos, but I have the character trailer going on in the background as we talk. You may have figured out by now, we're going to talk about Gill Lovecraft, the Lovelorn Parasite. Lovelorn. I call him the obsessed parasite. I can't remember. Rawl is technically the obsessed parasite. But Gill is pretty obsessive too, if we're going to be honest, okay? So just to catch you up, in the previous game, the first game, Cupid Parasite, Gill is one of the romance options. He is your former college roommate from when you first landed on Earth, and he kind of taught you how to be a human. Unbeknownst to him, he just thought you were like a crazy, spoiled rich girl who did not know anything about anything. Granted, the way you acted was pretty extreme, so, but you know, who's gonna guess that your roommate is a god, right? So, you know, what he was thinking was kind of fair. So, and he fell in love with you, and then, you know, you guys stopped being roommate, college ended, you guys kind of split ways, go get jobs, and then you find out that he is at Cupid Corporation. He is part of the Parasite 5, and you become his bridal advisor, and through that route, you figure out that he's in love with you, and he's always been in love with you, and you never noticed. You should kind of feel bad, because everyone else figured it out pretty quickly, except for you. So, Gill is very, very loving. He's a little bit much, I'm gonna be honest. Gill is not my favorite route. My favorite routes were Alan and Zeus and Rawl. Gill's route in the first game was very fun. His route in the new fandisc is pretty fun. It's starting out, you guys just got married. So the fandisc is picking up from like the best end from the first game. So you guys got married. You also found out that he is actually a super duper rich kid and is basically the son of this guy who owns this big car corporation called LCI. And Gill kind of wanted to do his own thing in college, and the best ending actually has Gill end up being the new president for LCI. So he's freaking rich. He's filthy rich. It's ridiculous. And he really loves cars. So in the best ending, it ends, you guys are getting married. He's the president of this company. You're human because you fell in love with a human, so you can no longer be Cupid. You know, life's fair, right? You can't be rich and a god. You guys have had your first wedding, and there were some CGs in the first game from the first wedding, and you guys are going back to Baltimore on your honeymoon in the fandisc, and Gill surprises you with, hey, we're gonna have a second wedding for, you know, my family and friends in Baltimore who I guess couldn't go to the Lost York wedding. I don't know. Weddings are kind of stressful and terrible and awful to plan, so I would kill him if he came to me and was like, we're gonna have a second wedding. I'd be like, are you kidding me? No. But of course, that's not the option. So it starts out, you guys are planning your wedding. So from that perspective, I actually think the route's kind of really cute because you're getting to see them prepare for the wedding and have the wedding. And then there's other stuff that kind of happens, you know, don't want to get too much into spoilers. So, but for Gill's route, he has a sweet and spicy end, hence the name of the fandisc, right? he has a spicy end, which I'll be honest guys, just like forewarning, the spicy end is a little bit, there's an argument that that's really a bad end, if I'm being honest, so FYI. And then there's a sweet ending. So there is not a bad spicy ending technically like there was in Shelby's route. So I was kind of surprised. I'm kind of curious if any of the other guys have like a bad spicy ending or if it was just like a Shelby thing. So we'll see. And the route's kind of like just a little crazy. Gill is very sweet and loving. There's a little bit of spice. I feel like Shelby's route was probably spicier than Gill's route. So I still have more routes to go. If I'm gonna guess, I'm thinking maybe Ryuki's route is probably gonna be on the sweeter side. Let's see, Alan, Rawl, and Zeus I assume are gonna be on the spicier side. And then I have no idea about the new character. So, did I like the route? I kind of have mixed feelings about the route. I really wanted more spice in Gill's route, to be honest. He very much loves you, and he's sweet, and he's a little like, you see a little twinge of craziness at moments of like, you know what, maybe he loves you too much. He kind of like, he doesn't go full Toma from Amnesia, but he kind of like sets off alarm bells in my head for that a little bit. I'm like, I could definitely see a situation where they have him go full Toma. I could see it, but they don't. But I could see that very easily. With how he treats you, how he loves you. So very much loving husband. The route, I would say probably around a 7. Again, the fandisc is a sequel. I don't feel like sequels usually do as well as the original game. So for like me, Cupid Parasite as a whole was like a 10 out of 10. And I'm not really 100% feeling it with the fandisc as much as I loved Cupid Parasite. So I have a feeling just based off these first 2 routes I've done that probably the game's not going to be at 10 out of 10 once I finish playing it. But there is potential. I still got like 4 more guys to get through, right? So that could change. But now also to be fair, like when I played Cupid Parasite, the routes I didn't really care for as much. I didn't really care about Ryuki, and Gill's was okay. So it does kind of make sense that I'm not feeling their fandisc as much, their fandisc routes as much. So I assume that I'm probably not going to be as enthused with Ryuki's route also. And I think also probably another issue is like the first game has a long common route, kind of has a more defined story, whereas these are more kind of like, the fandisc routes are more like short stories kind of. So that could also be. Now, if you're just here for like fluff and romance to see your favorite characters, then yeah, you're gonna have a good time. But if you're looking for like really core, good story, not so much. But you should go play the first one. The first one has a great story. So, and granted, this makes sense. That's kind of what fandiscs are for. I don't have a lot of experience with fandiscs. This is like my first one going through it. But from what I've seen online and talked to people about, you know, fandiscs aren't really a new story per se. It's not a sequel. Like, it's kind of a sequel. It's a continuation of the previous story. But it's not a sequel like you would think of from like a book series, right? Because the first game happens and you have a bunch of different endings. So when you get a fandisc, you're getting mini stories branching off from those endings rather than like a new kind of conjoined story. So it makes sense. Overall, the art's amazing. They have the same artist and the same scenario director, I believe, from the first game. The art's amazing. The UI is amazing. I love all the colors. I mean, the guys look great. Their CGs, they're like sprites. Their CGs and their sprite characters, those are all like top tier amazing. So that, granted, a lot of the like sprites and a lot of the backgrounds and some of the UI elements are kind of, you know, either from the previous game or within the theme of it. So it does make sense that I really loved those in the first one. I'm gonna love them now. Downside, if you hated that stuff in the first one, you're probably not gonna like it any better now. So anyway, this is Gill's route review. pretty scenes, cute, loving husband, maybe a little bit too obsessed with you. We'll see. You know, you'll see pretty soon when you play through his route. And I do hope you buy the game. I will say this. If you guys want more Otome games to get translated and released in English in the US, you should buy them. Whether you buy them like when they release or on sale, like, you know, if you want this genre to grow, you should buy the games if you have the money. I'm a big sale person. I buy games on sale all the time. So like, I'm not gonna look down on you if you buy games on sale, but you know, if you want them, you gotta support it. So let's support it. And we are eating good. Otome games are in a really good place in 2024. We have so many games coming out. It's great. Anyway, I'm blathering on. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Give me a like and subscribe and a comment. I'd appreciate it. And I'd love to know if you're gonna play Gill's route or if you're gonna skip it. And bye-bye.